Hello and welcome. I'm Larissa and I'm that weirdo who has to DIY like every gift because who doesn't love a personalized, one-of-a-kind present? Without fail, these gifts are always a big hit, so I thought I would show you how I jazzed up a baby shower gift with a onesie floral bouquet. This is the same baby shower that I made a bunch of adorable little DIY tutus for, and that video will be linked in the description down below. But be sure to subscribe and ring the bell for notifications because I do all kinds of really great and random DIYs. This shower was a tea party theme, so I used a flower pot that was shaped like a teacup and saucer, but any basket or vase or flower pot, whatever fits your theme for the shower or the gift or just that you think is adorable, anything will work. Because of the shape of my pot, I used this floral foam half sphere because that was pretty much the shape I was using anyway, but depending on what you're making your arrangement in, you might use a different shape of foam. The foam was a little too big for my pot, so I sat it on top of the teacup and sort of eyeballed how much I needed to take off. It doesn't have to be an exact fit, but if you get the foam pretty snug down in there, then it's not going to be moving around, it'll be a lot more secure. It's better to start too big because you can always cut off extra foam easily with a sharp kitchen knife. For my flower stems, I just used regular bamboo skewers from my kitchen. I left some of them the natural bamboo color, and then I chose gold, silver, and black to paint some of the other ones just to get a little variety. If you want a more natural looking arrangement, you could paint all the stems green, or you could just leave them the natural bamboo, or you could use whatever colors coordinate nicely with the onesies that you chose. I just used a paper plate as a palette just for easy cleanup. Count how many onesies and garments you have for your arrangement so you know how many skewers you need to paint. You don't need perfect coverage, and neither of the ends are going to end up visible, so you don't have to paint the entire skewer either. I poked them down into the foam so they wouldn't be rolling around and making a mess while they dried. I decided I wanted them all to be a little bit shorter for my arrangement, and I wanted to vary the lengths to get a slightly more organic feel, but those are completely optional steps that you can avoid. The cut edges were a little bit rough, so I wrapped clear tape around them to keep them from snagging any of the clothes. I started with all of the onesies, laying them out flat and unsnapped with the front up. Fold each side of the onesie in so that you have one long strip. Then lie the dull end of your skewer next to the snaps and just roll it up. I used a hair tie to secure each flower to its stem by feeling down until I found a place that felt nice and tight and secure against the skewer. Then I just wrapped the hair tie around it a couple of times. Then just take the outermost layer of the onesie and tug it down just a little bit to cover up the hair tie. That'll both cover up the hair tie, making that look prettier, but also by pulling down those layers a little bit, it looks more like a flower and it gets just a prettier look. For smaller headbands, I just wrapped the headband around my finger a few times and then poked the end down into sort of a loose knot. And then I poked the skewer up until I found a place where I was hitting fabric and the skewer just wouldn't go through the flower altogether with the flower dropping down the arrangement. For the little hats, I sort of poked the top of the hat up inside so that you had like a little bit of a pocket there to sort of shrink down the hat and give me a better proportion and to give me a different size ratio between the tiny little headbands and the big onesies. Then I poked the skewer up into the folded brim of the hat and just rolled it up and secured it with a hair tie. If you have smaller hair ties on hand, these smaller items might be a good idea to use these smaller bands. But just like with the onesies, tug the edges down to cover the hair bands and you're not going to see them anyway. I also had several tiny pairs of socks and I figured, why not? I laid them down with the cuffs overlapping, but the toes going in opposite directions, and then I just folded the cuffs up like I do my normal socks when I'm putting them away after laundry. Once all of my flowers were done, I sat the pot down in front of me with the different sizes of flowers arranged in piles. Then I just poked the skewers down into the foam, arranging the different colors and sizes somewhat randomly to keep everything broken up and beautiful. Now I just needed to cover up the not-so-cute floral foam. I had this plastic tablecloth that is gold on one side and silver on the other in my old party supplies, and I thought that would work really nicely. So I just cut some of it up into little like 3 or 4 inch squares. Then I just alternated the sides, so sometimes it was gold out and sometimes it was silver out. Then starting with the center and working outwards, I put a dab of glue and covered that with one of the little shiny squares and then poked down into that in the middle with a mechanical pencil. Then I just repeated that over and over again until the foam was pretty much covered. You don't have to use this sort of method to cover the foam. You can use whatever you want. If you have some silk flowers, you can use the greenery from there. Whatever you have that will match the colors and the theme that you're working with. This is super easy. Anyone can do this. It takes very little time and you end up with an adorable little floral gift. I hope you found this helpful and inspiring. If you did, remember to like down below. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time.